I'm here with MLB veteran Juan Berenguer, Senior Smoke, two-time World Series champion. Juan, where do you like to go for your sports cars?
Well, I like to go on a wood farm in Minnesota. It's one of the best places you can buy cars, and you can make a trade. And we'll find one of my best cars in there, the Detroit in '84 and an '87 Minnesota, and 91 Atlanta, and 92 Atlanta. I think you can find a lot of Tony Leon, everybody's in there.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You heard it from Senior Smoke himself.
See you there, guys.
Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's Ian with Good Form Sports Cards, back with another mail day, and it seems like mail days are dominating the channel lately, and that's entirely because grading is backed up across the board. As I record this, I've got 2 at SGC, 3 at PSA, and a whole bunch staged that I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with. Some ideas for some videos, but at the same time, I know in doing so, it's probably going to be a 3 or 4 month process of me recording bits and pieces of it here during the prep and that sort of thing. So it is definitely the hobby is alive and booming, that's for sure. There's a lot of action. It's pretty competitive buying right now, at least for me. And then also grading's backed up pretty much everywhere. So I'll have a lot of different content coming out here during the spring and summertime in regards to how I sell things. I'll do some COMC tutorials. I've had a few people ask about how I utilize COMC, and I'd like to show a breakdown of that, and then also what I believe is the best way to sell low-end sports cards. I'll bring some analytics and some charts and graphs and show you kind of what price point is best to sell in which area to get your best return and that sort of thing. So that will be upcoming. As for now, we'll get through this mail day here, and this one's a little different, as you could tell by the intro. We had Minnesota great Juan Berenguer help us out with the opening there. I saw him at an event recently, and he was decent enough to not only sign a handful of cards for me, but also cut a little promo for the channel there, so very much appreciate that from him. He's an awesome guy. I've met him a few times. He's actually a good friend of a longtime friend of mine and also business partner. So on occasion, I do run into him at certain events just through connections that I have, and Juan's always just a super positive attitude, really fun guy. He was totally down for anything. He was like, whatever you want, man. So knowing that I went there, or I was going to go there, I do have a box that is already opened because it had a couple of Juan cards that I had bought in anticipation of going there. So this COMC box here was slightly picked through, and that was because we had the Juan Berenguer cards here that I'll go through with you real quick. They're kind of packed in here still from the event. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I'll show you what that was. So I wanted to get some cool looking cards of them in the Twins auto. That's how I remembered him, or excuse me, the Twins uniform. It's got a nice clean blue auto here. It did go off the edge there, so I don't know if that's going to grade a 10, but that's okay. We got the 1990 Leaf Juan here in the in the Twins uniform. Got the 89 Upper Deck, another card that these always look good with the blue auto on them. I mean, the Griffey Jr. comes to mind if you've got any of those cards, the 89 Upper Deck, they look really good with the blue auto. And of course, we've got the 81 Topps rookie. He signed his spot there. If I wanted to chase down Hubie Brooks and Mookie Wilson, I could, but I'm cool having the Juan card. This one was pretty clean. I think it would probably grade it maybe a 7 or an 8, but for 81 Topps, that's pretty good. Then here's the fun part. I had a little idea of maybe setting up a little display here. This is Juan. He's in the Atlanta Braves uniform here, but I got the Topps Gold regular, the Topps Gold winner, and then the Topps base all in gold auto. So I thought that looked really cool. That it might be something you can kind of stage the trio together. I doubt anybody has that, especially for Juan, but he was a very successful MLB player. He was in the league, I believe, 15 years, went to 4 World Series, 2 with the Twins, which he won, 87 and 91. He also went to the 84 World Series for Detroit, and I believe the 92 for Atlanta. So big shout out again to Juan there. Appreciate him being a good partner to the channel and just a good dude overall. It was fun to get a little plug and a little good time on a Saturday. And on to the rest, because we got a lot to cover here. First things first, this card, I don't really know. This is probably going to be a relist that I'll just try to make maybe a quick $5 on, but it was a 66 Topps just a base card and a PSA 8 with a new holder. I thought there's definitely a set builder out there that if I throw this out there for a buy it now, I'd be able to move it pretty quick. I think I bought it for like 15 bucks. So to me, that just seemed really cheap, being as, excuse me, PSA's grading is $20 minimum right now. You'd be hard pressed to build this card yourself for less than $20. So to me, it seems like it's a no-brainer. I should just be able to throw it up online and make a few dollars. And that's all the plan is with that one. I'm not building a 66 top set anytime soon. All right. All right, so here we've got the Mosaic Splash. This is, I believe, the Derrick Henry. It's an insert here, numbered 299. Picked this one up pretty, let's see, or is it 49? It is 99. I picked that one up pretty cheap. Derrick Henry sells pretty well, and I'm just looking for nice little cards that I can hopefully just raw to grade, make easy money on. Given the state of grading right now and PSA's cost and turn time, I'm really looking for a lot of cards in that $2 to $5 range that I can send to either SGC or CGC, try to get a 10, and because I'm into it for so little with the grading fees, even in a 10, hopefully I'm selling them for like $40, which is low, but still in that you should get good, $10 to $15 profit on cards that you're buying at the $2 range. And that's really kind of my go-to through the summer here, because anything you send in here in the April, May timeframe, you're probably not going to get back till the football season starts. So you got to be mindful of that and just try to utilize the other options to get through the summer. And it's not ideal, but you got to do what you got to do. 1952 Topps. This is some sort of like peel or look and see. That's what it was. Look and see set. It's got some staining on the backs. It's not perfect, but it was George Washington. I like seeing these sort of cards, like First President. To me, that's super iconic. First year Topps. That card I got is under $20. I thought that would be something cool just to include in a submission, a vintage submission sometime, and just have it added to the PC. I like that kind of stuff. Here we got a Cam Ward. This is a Pro Set Auto. This card I'm going to just look to move raw. Cam Ward Auto to some sort of acetate cracked ice here. I'm not even really sure, but I got into that one for a decent price. I've been trying to bid on Cam Ward Autos and a couple of the other higher touted people, for whatever reason, like Jackson Dart's like on real price. So there's a lot of people that are just really on the hype on him, and I'm just not willing to pay that much for like Pro Set and Wild Card and Bowman U Jackson Dart at this point. So let the people that are swimming in those waters have them. Here's a Malachi Corley. This was a rookie auto, numbered to $2.99, I believe. Picked this up for like a few dollars. So as a Jets fan, when I see cards like this, I like that. He scored a lot of touchdowns in college. He was a very good receiver. He just had a not very good rookie campaign, and really the Jets 2024 was just bad anyways. So I'm hoping that, maybe he pops off a little bit as a slot receiver, like a number 3 or something like that, has a decent year. We'll see. If not, I'm into it for a few dollars. It's no harm. Marc-Andre Fleury. This is a card I'm going to try to move around here during the hockey playoffs. The playoffs go pretty much till June, so we'll see. This is the Golden Goalies insert, and it's numbered to 99. Not particularly rare, but these gold cracked ice, I call them like fool's gold. So they're not like true gold, but they're like golds and yellows seem to always carry just a little higher premium than similar numbered parallels. So this one I'm hoping to just do a quick raw flip during the playoffs. I'm not going to be able to grade. If it's gradable, I just don't see there being a good move for me to send that in, wait a ton of time, and then by then Fleury's farewell tour will be over, and I just don't see there being a bigger demand for him later than there is right now. This card I just saw floating out there is a Robin Yount 1975 Topps rookie. I think I got it for like $40. It was really cheap. And it looked super clean other than this over here. I couldn't tell what that is. I don't know. I hope it's not a crease. I hope it's just like a little nick or ding. But it looks like a pretty, almost like a deep impression. So that might hurt the grade quite a bit. But other than that, like its eye appeal is really good. I thought this card was really slick. The back centering is not perfect, but you know, maybe with that, if the corners are nice, maybe with that little pinch, it'll get a 5 or a 6 in that card, and a 5 or 6 certainly worth more than $40. So this would be something I'll probably send again in a vintage submission, and I might even PC it. I've always wanted that card, and I've never owned it. So as long as I've been in the hobby and I've wanted that card, it's always been like that one and the Brett were like really nice cards when I was a kid, and I just never had it, I guess. Here we got a Juju Watkins. I'm still continuing to pick her up, and she's probably going to be a hold for a little bit until next year's tournament, or she's certainly going to be the #1 pick in the draft next year, you know, unless something unforeseen happens. So she's just kind of like, buy her cheap when I can, stock it up. I do list some of her raw cards that aren't gradable. I list them overpriced. If somebody wants to go snap one up, great, I'll take the profit now, but I'm okay just leaving them sit there and wait for a good time. So whoa, what in the world? Hopefully that is not on the card. You can see that little mark there. This is Aaron Rodgers playoff parallel. That was definitely not in the scan. Okay, good. It was on the top loader, thankfully. Otherwise, the card looks really clean. It's numbered to 25, low numbered, and I think I got it for like $6 or something. It was maybe even less than that. Really, really cheap card. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is really sneaky cheap right now. He's been so bad with the Jets. I think people forget how good and how relevant he is. His overall like efficiency analytics are super, super top notch. He's got what, 3 or 4 MVPs, Super Bowl. He's got all the accolades. So Aaron Rodgers, I think, is a good buy. As much as I hate it being a Vikings and Jets fan, I hate to admit it, but he's a good buy. Here's the Muhammad Ali hologram. I've been buying these up every time I see them. This one looks pretty good at first sight. We'll have to check it out. These I can get for about $3 to $3.50 all day long. I'm fine paying that. I love to just stock it up. I think that card, even if I sit on a stack of them, it will be worth its weight not too long from now. So here we've got a Penelope Ford. This is the first year AEW. This is Metal Universe. It's not an on-card auto. You can see it's a sticker. Penelope's just cool, and she doesn't have a lot of autos out there, surprisingly. She's just kind of in that like next tier, so you don't really see, like, there's always like a ton of Britt Bakers and stuff like that from AEW, but you don't see a lot of Penelopes. I saw that floating out there. I'm like, I'll just throw a bid on it of like $20, $25. I can't remember. It was not very expensive, and it's like, if I win it, cool. If I don't, I don't. And I was there and I saw it really close to my max bid. I was right about where the cut was. So it looks like everyone else was about willing to pay the same thing as me, but took it down, and that'll probably be a PC card. I don't see me being able to really flip that, but I'm cool having that card. Jalen Hurts. This is Elite Series Gold, number to 10. It's not his rookie, but it looked super clean. I'm hoping that this card is gradable. We'll have to check it out and see, but either way, I got it at such a good price. I'm totally fine just raw flipping it for a few dollars if that's what I have to do. All right. Michael Jordan, 92-93 base Fleer card. It looked pretty centered. These cards are pretty tough gems, so I would suspect it is probably not gradable, but you just never know. I like to buy them up, and if not, you can always move back out of them and take either a minimal loss or a small gain. You pretty much get into them for $1.50, get back out of it, get $1.50 back. It's kind of the revolving door you play with those until you get a few that gem, and when you get one that gems, you know, you're getting maybe $60 for it, so it's worth playing around, and it never hurts having a few Jordans in your store. There's always people looking to just buy 1 or 2 here and there. Another Juju Watkins. This is the EX Parallel. It is an acetate card, probably not high grade usually, but we'll check it out and see if it looks gradable. Otherwise, this would just be a hold and sell raw later. This one, if it's gradable, would definitely be a PC card for me. I love the Team USA stuff, and like, these are like 3 of the most iconic players of the era right here of Curry, Durant, and James. It's a pretty cool Topps Now card. Whoever got the one with all 3 autos, that would be super, super cool. What in the world is in the holder there? Hopefully it didn't leave an impression. It's like a piece of debris or something. Hopefully it didn't put a back dimple on the card. It looks like just like a cardboard dust or something. We'll just leave you out. And last but not least for this order is a Prism rookie. I think this is the throwback Prism Bryce Young Silver. A good looking card. It looked really clean, really centered. Surface is always the issue with these, so I'll have to look for scratches and see, but I'm pretty big on Bryce Young. Going into the year, he finished really strong, and I think that he is a good candidate to pick up at a good price and then hopefully sell during the run-up for the season. Box number 2. And I appreciate you sticking with me here. It looks like it's a lot, but it is not as much as my usual mail days here. We'll definitely get done in under an hour. I'm not going to go into those hour and 10-minute mail days here. These are, you can see they're a lot smaller. Buying's been slow for me. They just send them in the box. I don't want you to think these boxes are just loaded to the gills of cards. They certainly are not. But while I'm opening these, I would like to thank everybody that's been tuning into the channel and engaging, commenting, and subscribing. The subscribers, big shout out to you. We've seen a little bump in that in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate that. It's awesome to see the channel starting to get a little traction and grow. So I want to make sure I show you some love, and I'm very humbled that people watch what I buy and collect and are interested in that. That's awesome. So thank you. All right, here we've got a Deion Sanders Primetime. This is a Topps Chrome Refractor. These are not cheap, but this one was really centered and really clean. I think it was in the $12 to $15 range, but it looked just really good. Numbered to $9.99. This card gemmed would be sneaky because you don't see a lot of them, and the comps are kind of all over the place. So that's one where I feel like you don't send it to auction because those are the ones that get like the weird low comps. You put it at a buy it now, and there's somebody that's a Deion fan that knows how hard those old refractors are to get, and they'll snap it up or at least be willing to make a deal with you. Maya Moore, here's a blue disco select, not a rookie, just Maya Moore's been out of the league for a while, doing social justice and other stuff here in the community, but Maya was awesome here when she was in Minnesota, brought us several titles at a time when Minnesota sports was just down in general. So I like to have a few Maya cards if I can. Her autos are cheaper than you'd think, but they're not cheap as well. I've tried to pick one up here and there, but everyone else is aware of how good she was in college. Big UConn fans like to scoop her up, so it is somewhat of a competitive market, but we'll future video, I'll have one. Topps Transcendence Black to 10. This is a Manny Machado. And I like picking up Manny. If you've heard in previous videos, he's basically a statistical outlier, I'd say. He's got, when you look at the active home run list and stuff like that, he's younger than the people around him. So I look at him, his career trajectory is very good. If he stays on that, he should finish really well. So I like getting low-numbered Manny cards in. He's not like a hobby favorite, no hate, but like, you can get him substantially cheaper than like Soto, and I'm trying to think of, or maybe even like Goldschmidt and guys like those that have like comparable trajectories. And you could argue that Soto is going to be better when he's that age, but he's not there yet. So we've seen people fall off in the second half of their careers. Manny looks like he's going to finish pretty good. Really good WAR, good defense. I'm not going to spend too much more time on him, but do like Manny Machado. I think he's a good buy. I've got an Angel Reese Select Silver. I think this is that Nap Shots, I think, or is this just, maybe it's just the field level. I'm not sure, but it is the silver. Angel sells pretty well. I think when it comes to the big three from that draft class, it seems like Caitlin sells the best, and then probably Cameron Brink, and then Angel Reese. Here we've got a rookie of Josh Reynolds. Not really sure that this is going to have a ton of value. This would be something where if it looked like pristine, I would grade it. If not, this would be a quick flip. He's been signed, I believe, by my Jets, I think. So good character guy, and if he plays a little bit in New York, he might have a little bit of a market. This is 100% a PC card for me. Hulk Hogan, NWO card. Love me some Hulk, love me some NWO, love Hollywood Hogan. This hits all the boxes for me. I don't care if that card's 10 cents. I would love to have that, so I'm glad to have it. This is Yu Darvish. This is the finest gold refractor that I picked up really, really cheap, like talking a few dollars. Yu Darvish has had a pretty solid career, and this is a type of card that if you can't move it right away, that's a really good one for COMC, because a lot of international buyers like to use COMC to load up stuff in their vault. So you can move players like Yu Darvish and stuff there, And that might be the plan for that card. We'll see. It's so cheap, I don't really have a lot of money tied up. This was a weird card that looks super clean and centered. Cade York. This is the Browns kicker. This is his rookie. The Red Wave auto. This was just like a few dollars. I saw it floating out there, number to 149. And I was just like, if you can get like a current person that's like a starter Red Wave rookie auto for like $1 or something, like why not? So we'll see. There might be somebody that wants to build the Cade York rainbow or something. This is a Aaron Rodgers Topps Chrome. Here he is in the Packers, or excuse me, Topps Chrome Refractor. He's in the Packers uni here, so we will get probably his diehard fans would be more into this one than any of his Jets cards. This is non-numbered, but it looked really clean. The tough part about this card is the black corners on all four corners in the back. That's usually what gets you on these, but the front looked good and centered, good and clean, so we'll check the surface and the back corners. Here, we've already seen one. We will see two. This is another Muhammad Ali hologram, another one that looks initially clean and a little bit initially centered. Very condition-sensitive card. It's always one that looks good online, and then you see it in person, and it looks horrendous. So, what can you do? Another Rafael Devers, another person that's kind of similar to my story there with Manny Machado. Good career trajectory, good stats for his age. This is an insert number 38 and die cut, so this one's going to be tough to grade out well, and it's thicker, so we'll check into that one. Possible grading candidate, but it would have to be like unbelievable for me to send in a thick die cut, so that may just be a raw flip. Miguel Cabrera, Topps Finest, or excuse me, just a Topps Finest X-Fractor. And I picked this up for just a few dollars. It was unbelievably cheap. I'm not really sure how he slips through the cracks because he was an unbelievable player. Ooh, and I'm excited about this one on top. Anybody recognize that card design? I don't want to pump fake and then not show you. So what we have here is my very first ever 1952 Topps card. It was, I think I got it for like $5. It's got very rounded corners, but the color was good, and it didn't really have any like creases that I could see. It looked pretty clean for the most part, and I'm really just gonna try to start picking up the cheap ones over time if I can. Might have a little fold here in the corner now that I look at it, but nothing crazy. And sometime when there's like a vintage grading sale, I will start throwing them in there. I'm going to slowly piece a set together. And I'm not going to get wild and crazy and say I'm going to complete that set anytime soon. That's going to be kind of a bucket list collecting thing that I'll chip away at over the years. Obviously, you have the Mantle, the Maze. There's a lot of big cards in there. And I don't have any of them. So it's going to be a tough thing. But, you know, it's going to be something where if I see a slab here and there, a cheap one, or a lot of commons or something at a card show, I'm going to try to just chip away at it the cheap way, and just a little fun thing to do on the side. It's just it's an iconic set. We'll see how far I can get with it. Here we go. Holyfield Tyson, similar as the Muhammad Ali hologram. This one also looks good, clean, and centered. Gonna have to check that out later. Here we've got a surprisingly thick card, but this is a Prism Fireworks No Huddle of Justin Jefferson. Non-numbered. So just a little cheap parallel of Jetta. See if it's gradable. If not, then we do what we got to do. Same sort of thing here. Donruss. This was the Optic Flex Prism, number to 149. So looked pretty clean, good and centered, and it was not something you see every day. You don't really see the Flex Prisms a lot, so figured I'd pick that up. If it's gradable, cool. If not, Jefferson's easy to move here in my neck of the woods. Prism No Huddle Giannis. This is the Fundamentals insert. Thought this would be something to pick up and try to either grade. If not, I'll quick flip it. Here's a Russell Wilson Man of the Year Mosaic. I think this was just the regular pink. I don't think it was like a fluorescent or anything crazy. But Russ here, I like him. I keep buying him. The value isn't really there, but I think it will be at some point. Like, I think he's really underappreciated for his body of work. We've got the Steph Curry Prism Fractal. This is the silver. non-numbered, but another Steph. Steph, it seems like if you can get him in a PSA 10, is like an automatic $60, kind of like Jordan. Carlos Correa, Bowman Refractor. This is like in that weird year of, it's not his first Bowman and it's also not his rookie. It's like a pre-rookie, but not his first Bowman, so they're not super sought after. But it looked really clean. Carlos Correa, I don't even know if it's worth grading. That might just be a raw flip or something that I sell here in Minnesota if he gets hot. Vlad Guerrero, this is the Bowman Best or Bowman Limited, or I'm not really sure what the set was here. I'm sorry, but it is the refractor rookie of Vlad Guerrero. And he's somebody I believe will have a nice year. He finished last year really good and kind of started so bad that people, if you'll let him kind of stay undervalued. Here's a Aaron Rodgers. This is the blue refractor. I think these are numbered to 149 or 199. So another Aaron Rodgers Topps Chrome refractor. Picking those up pretty reasonable. I always like these when they come by. This is the old holographics awesome inserts. And the awesome is with the AU for like the gold or atomic number, or whatever you want to call it. The periodic symbol of gold is AU. And it's a little play on that, so that's cool. But we got the Dan Marino from his playing years. Holographics awesome. You can see down here they kind of made the play. If I can get it to reflect right, it looks like the AU element. Michael Jordan, and this is just a Upper Deck commemorative set, court perspectives. Really cheap. I'm picking those cards up for like $1. Go through these. First, we got Rafael Devers. This is just a base chrome rookie, the PSA 10. Got this for like $19, I think. It was really cheap. There's a few of them going on COMC. I just threw lowball bids in, took one down, didn't take the other one down. But getting this card, I think, for like $20 or $21 shipped is to me an unbelievable price. I mean, you couldn't hardly grade it for that today. And it's not worth substantially more, but I do believe that card will be worth more in not too long. So that's probably a hold for me. This is a sealed card from the manufacturer. This is the wild card Drew Aller. So I think it's just called the Lucky Sevens, but it is the 1 of 1. I got this one pretty cheap actually. And it is not autoed, so it's not super highly sought after, but it is the collegiate card of Drew Aller, who I believe is going to be one of the top picks at quarterback next year. So I was very, very high on him this year. Penn State had a great year. He had a pretty good year. He decided to return to college, so he will be coming out in 2026, and I'm trying to buy the Bowman U's, the autos, the stuff like that, the unique Drew Allers that I can get my hands on at a good price. And I'm not the only one doing it, so there are cards that are selling for like crazy amounts. But he is one that I'm very high on, and I'm trying to stockpile his stuff, and I'm not really looking to cash in on it now, so to speak. Freddie Freeman, this is the Bowman Chrome Rookie Refractor. This looked pretty centered. It's a little off left to right. I measured COMC scan using online tools, and this is within tolerance of getting a 9, so this was purchased with the intent of getting a 9. So I did put a lower bid on it, still took it home. As long as it's clean enough to get a 9, I will do so. If not, we just should be able to flip it raw and make a few dollars because I bought it so cheap. Here we've got Kobe Bryant. This is a Prism Superstars Silver, and this insert typically is in the $20 to $25 range. I picked this one up, I think, for like $16. So it is a little cheaper, and it looked really clean. Hopefully it is gradable. If it's not, again, I should be able to list it for like $24.99, but I'll make a few dollars. Rinse and repeat. So PC card here. Here's a NECA Auto. If you've seen some of my previous mail days, I picked up some of her numbered inserts, but she's one of my favorite active WNBA stars. She's just a good lady. She's in the Players Association, kind of. I think she's even maybe the president or whatever the title is of those that lead the Players Association. So she's very much an advocate for the sport and for the WNBA. So she's just a cool player, very good person, and like to have her in the PC. And her sister is on ESPN. You might recognize the last name there. Her sister is an ESPN analyst. All right, and she also played basketball. Here's another Muhammad Ali hologram. I think that's a third one in here. Again, this one left to right is pretty centered. So we're just gonna check it out, see if it's gradable. I would love to have that card in a 10. That would be awesome. That card in a 10 has gotta be a super tough pull. If it's not, then I just must be buying like all the garbage. Here we go. Tim Duncan. This is a True Colors Stadium Club refractor. Look at the shine on that. It's a beautiful card. We're going to be checking this one out to see if it's gradable. It's going to be a tough grade because of the black and gray on the back. You can see all the chipping. Everything will be very visible. So we'll be checking that out, but a lot of good cards to review for grading. Here we have an Aaron Judge. This is a 2020 Topps Chrome. This is Aaron Judge's third year Topps, so not a particularly rare card, but these 2020 refractors grade really well. I did a lot of Albert Pujols ones during his run to 700. Sold a few. I think I still have 2 or 3 in the store, but really easy grades. I think I had like 1.9 and 6 10s or something like that. These old Pacific prisms are really cool. I like to scoop them up when I can, but the centering is tough on these. They're always OC. But this Jerry Rice looked pretty good. So pick that one up. The chipping and corners are what gets you on the back here more than anything. So we'll check this one out. But any good Jerry Rice, good clean Jerry Rice during his playing years, even sometimes you can get 8s and they're profitable. It's really just, I mean, he's that good. Micah Parsons, this is Adonis Elite Pink Parallel. Picked this one up for just a few dollars. He is obviously in his Penn State uniform, not in the Cowboys, so it's a little less sought after. But it is a main Panini flagship sort of brand. You're not getting the score and that kind of stuff. So it's somewhere in the middle ground there. It's like a nicer brand, but still college. So this card in a 10 does sell, and we'll check it out. If it doesn't, this would be another one again, rinse and repeat. Sell it raw, make a few dollars, put the money back to use. We just said his name a few minutes ago, but here is Paul Goldschmidt Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor. Picked this one up at a pretty good price, I thought. It's numbered to 75. Looked really centered for this year. These are always OC left to right, and a lot of times top to bottom, you'll see it really skinny up here, and it's not painfully obvious till you look down here. It's hard to say. Like, to me, the top to bottom gets me more than the left to right. Left to right, I feel like I can see it really easily. Here we have a Phil Foden Mosaic Orange Fluorescent, and the orange fluorescents are fairly rare. Phil Foden, he was a little more expensive a couple years ago, but I really feel like if this card grades well, this could be sneaky. I got this for like a couple dollars, so that to me I thought was a steal. I don't know jack about soccer, but I know enough to know that was a good deal. Here we have the fractal insert. We saw one earlier for Steph Curry. This is the LeBron James Prism Fractal Silver. Good looking card, nice shine. Looking to grade that if possible. We've got Aaron Rodgers. This is the Phoenix Purple, and this one I think was numbered to 75. Looked good and clean. These Phoenixes typically grade really well. It's the Fireburst and the stuff that have like the more of the prismatic sort of patterns that have a lot of print lines. But if you get the ones like that one that are more of a refractor type, they seem to grade really well. So there's a little tip if you want. The Phoenix is like, to me, I feel like Phoenix is a lot like Prism, but it's cheaper. So it's kind of like you have Prism, Mosaic, and then like Phoenix. And you can get into really good Phoenix cards at a good price. So if you're looking to like ball on a budget and get some really cool parallels and good cards, Phoenix is a good place to look. Just, you have to understand you're not going to be able to grade them and then get Prism prices. You're buying for less, you're selling for less. So just keep that in mind. Topps Chrome Jamal Charles. This is kind of a deep cut here. For those that remember Jamal Charles, he's a very good player. This is numbered to 299. It looked really clean online. I'm kind of skeptical of, looked like there might be a little dent there, but that is just in the holder. So it does look really clean. Even the back centering is good. The black refractor here, nice shine. Jamal, good action shot there. Loved him when he was in his prime. Hopefully that card is gradable. Here is a Freddie Freeman Bowman First Gold. This card I picked up really cheap, at least comparative to what it was. So as long as he stays healthy, it looked gradable. It's a thicker stock, not real thick, but it is thicker. Probably like how Prism is now, but this is like an older, obviously Bowman. So these corners are very susceptible to kind of getting smashed or just having general wear. It's looked clean initially, but you just can never tell until you have it in hand. All right, so that is the COMC stuff. We're right over the 30-minute mark here, and I promised that I'd be substantially less than an hour, so I'm going to keep rolling. This package here was a Beckett Marketplace pickup. Now, I thought, cleaned up Beckett Marketplace in my previous video where I showed that I spent crazy money on there. However, after I did that, I received an email from BJ's, and for those that don't know that store, it's in Georgia, and the store is BJ Red Sox, and they were celebrating their 62nd birthday. So that is quite a long time to be out and about. And in celebration of their 62nd birthday, they had a 40% off sale. As I said earlier, I'm not going to kill a ton of time on how Beckett works because I said a lot of that in a previous video. But when you're considering that you're going to get free shipping, probably no sales tax unless you're buying in state, and then you're getting 40% off, if you can find a card that's already like at comps or even lower, and then you knock 40% off of that, you have room to essentially just flip raw cards. And that's what I'm gonna do with a lot of these here. So I made a pretty big order. I'll put the stats up on the screen because he did have a few that he was short, and there's a couple of refractors where he's like, I don't have this exact one, but I have these that are pretty close. You want me to sub them in? And we kind of worked out a few things off the grid. So it'll be a little confusing for me to have all that in front of me, but what I'll do is I'll put a graphic up here while I'm yip-yapping and opening the stuff here that explains how much I spent, what my discount was, what my average price per card was, all that good stuff. And then we will go through these cards, and I think you'll be really impressed when you see the all-in cost versus what I was able to obtain. So here we are. We're gonna just go through this stuff kind of rapid fire. So we've got a uncirculated Mark Pryor Topps Pristine Refractor. Mark Pryor was pretty good in his day. I'm thinking an uncirculated that's sealed. There'll either be a Mark Pryor fan that wants it like this. I don't like breaking them out of here, but sometimes if it doesn't sell and it looks really good, like I'll try to check and see if I can see any print lines or anything like that. But if it looks really clean, I will try to crack these sometimes and send them in and try to get a good grade. It's kind of a one-shot deal though. If you screw it up and it doesn't work out, then you're screwed. So here we have a Topps Gold refractor of Jared Allen, Vikings great. He has everything, all the accolades, and this looked good and centered, good and clean. It is factory sealed, so I think that would be a nice card. Adam Dunn, this is a Topps triple threads. I'm not really sure, but this is numbered to 99. It is I think it's a second year. I don't think it's his rookie. It doesn't have the rookie badge on it, but it's a really clean card, good shine. Thought that this card wasn't priced high at all, so, and really none of this was. There's a couple cards in here that were maybe, $15, $20, but when you throw the big discount on there, it's nothing, Okay. These are some ones I like to pick up when I see them. This is kind of a semi-star. Hank Blaylock, not a big star, but he was decent for a few years. This is an ultra platinum medallion. When you can get this card that's priced, we'll just hypothetically say $5 or $6, you knock 40% off and you're getting a platinum medallion that's in good condition for like $3. Even if it's gradable, it's numbered to 50. Those are super sought after. I love to scoop them up when I can. Michael Young, same sort of thing. Very good player. Got him really cheap. Gonna hope these are gradable, but if they're not, I really believe I could just put them out there for buy it now, and they will make themselves back. Jose Guillen was a really solid player. He was pretty hyped as a rookie. Never quite hit that like top tier, but he was always a very good guy. He was always in trade talks and just a good producer for many years. So I think that card would move. Roger Clemens, this one I was looking, obviously these cards are listed as near mint on Beckett Marketplace, but you just don't know the centering. So you can see they had a $6 price tag on here. It's a no protector. So we'll have to see how clean it is. But even like this card, I think all day is $12 to $15. So if I have to sell it raw, I have to sell it raw. But kind of see what I'm going for here. Mickey Mantle, this is a blue refractor. He's got a $10 price tag on here, but obviously 40% off would put that in the 6. And I think it was even less than that. These are numbered to $2.99. This Mickey Mantle, worth its price all day long. And you see a few of these Mantle refractors. I just saw them chilling there, and I'm like, if any of these are gradable, great. If not, no big deal. This one also to $2.99. I think this is a green refractor. And this one is numbered to $1.99, so a little bit more scarce. And this one here, Mark Teixeira. Really liked Mark Teixeira back in the day. This is the Topps Finest. I think this is the black refractor, numbered to 99. Very underrated player, but he's got a good following. He was in New York and productive for a lot of years as well. So if you can get a good rare card of him, he sells. So that's the hopes of some of these. I'm gonna hope that I get a good amount of gradable ones, and then the rest of them we're just gonna have to try to flip. Mickey Mantle. Look at the shine on that refractor, my goodness. This one's numbered to 500, so not nearly as rare. It's probably a $5, $6 card, so I'm not gonna make a ton of money. You can see he already had a $5 price tag, so I probably picked him up for around $3. You know, if I list that back at $5 and sell it with the eBay fees, it's maybe profiting 50 cents. But Chipper Jones Bowman Chrome Refractor. This one's top to bottom centering is not very good. I was gonna say the centering looks okay, but Roy Halladay Bowman Chrome Refractor. This one actually looks really centered, so good shine on that. Joe Mauer Bowman Chrome Refractor. Centering is not good on this one, left to right, so. And King Felix, left to right centering on this one, not too great, but we'll have to measure it out. It might be within tolerance. Topps Finest, Mark Pryor. This is another black refractor to 99. So you can see I'm picking up a lot of like the mid stars. The top guys are kind of picked through on Beckett. Here's a Justin Verlander, and this is the Generation Now refractor Topps Chrome. It looks pretty clean, pretty centered. That one numbered to 500. It might be a sneaky card. Another Mantle refractor. I think these are all numbered to 500. Picked up a good chunk of them. So you can see, like, when the deal is so good, you just got to scoop up as much as you can, as much as you can afford anyway. Adrian Beltre, Topps Chrome refractor, non-numbered. Mike Piazza in the Oakland A's uni refractor. My guy right here, Johan Santana. Oof, he was one of my favorites ever. Not just a Twin, but favorites ever. God, he had such a good prime. Loved watching him pitch when he was on. Here we got the base refractor. Or excuse me, I think this is the white refractor. My mistake. Numbered to, oddly, is that 660? Okay. It's a very strange number, but it is numbered to 660. Manny Ramirez, blue refractor. Alex Rodriguez, this is the Bowman Platinum, I think. And this is numbered to 999, so A-Rod on the refractor. You can see my strategy here is getting the old refractors, starting to scoop those up. A-Rod on Topps Chrome refractor. Another Roy Halladay, Topps Chrome refractor. And you see I'm getting a lot of guys that were like, a lot of these cards are in like the 1998 to like 2012, somewhere in there. So I'm getting a lot of those like older, under the radar, tough inserts that not everybody thinks about, but if you can get one in a good grade, they sell really well. So home stretch here. Let's go, Ricky. Beating the clock. So we got a Randy Johnson Collector's Choice Gold Signature. These cards are really rare. They're one per box. You get a gold signature. So when you can get these in a 10, they're really, really nice. Greg Maddux, this is the Score Platinum, or I think it's just the Platinum Team Sets, I think is what they are. If I could read the sticker, and I would have the answer to it. Tino Martinez, Topps refractor with the protector. So when these are centered and clean, I like to take the protector off and send it in. Usually you can get a 10 on those really easy. Same thing for Jim Edmonds. This is Mark McGwire on the Interleague refractor. These are kind of sneaky sometimes. Randy Johnson flashback refractor. This is an older one, 98. 99 Topps Finest. Hank Aaron award-winning Alex Rodriguez on the refractor. It's got the cover on it, so it doesn't refract too well. Same thing for Mark McGwire. These cards are really sneaky. This one was probably a PC card for me. Barry Bonds on the Stadium Club refractor. I don't think it was numbered, but yeah, super cool. This is the Alex Rodriguez Power Brokers refractor. Ken Griffey Jr. Red refractor with Sosa on the back. So these were like the finest dual refractors. So we got Nomar and A-Rod. Mike Piazza, Stadium Club refractor. A-Rod, Stadium Club refractor. Barry Bonds, 2001 Topps Finest Refractor. So I love those bonds and getting those cards. So you can see the $25 price tag on there, but you know if you're getting 40% off, you're getting that card for, you know, 15 bucks. So, I mean, that's a steal. This is the reprint of the Mike Piazza Bowman rookie. Eric Gagne 2004 Refractor. I like Prime Gagne. There's some people that do. He has a little bit of a following. Mickey Mantle, Topps Refractor. Jackie Robinson. There's a couple of these. These were really cheap. I was picking these up. Like, look at all those. Really, really cheap. All those Jackie Robinsons. And I think they might have even been like a multi-line item discount. It's another Jackie here. And we are on the home stretch. Let's go. Babe Ruth, Topps Refractor, and Cal Ripken. Joe Mauer on the Topps Chrome. I don't know if this was supposed to be a refractor, and it isn't. I'm not sure why I would buy a base Mauer that's like his 7th year, but that might be a mistake. I'll have to check, and maybe I made a mistake. This is the Silver Diamond Collection, Alex Rodriguez. You saw in my last Beckett buy, I bought a lot of those. Todd Helton, Diamond Refractor. Alex Rodriguez, Orange Refractor. Ken Griffey Jr. Topps Refractor. This is some sort of insert, MBC, whatever that is. So, probably Mariner's Best Collection or something, I'm not sure. Joe Mauer, Orange Refractor. That one looks nice and centered. We'll have to check that one out. Freddie Freeman Refractor. Sneaky Juju Watkins here. This is the Topps First Pitch. Sneak these cards in. These I like to get cheap when I can. Allen Iverson. This was listed as Near Mint Plus. It looks super centered. This card, if you could get it in a 10, is like an easy $100. So we'll have to check that one out and see how it goes. Yao Ming Fleer Ultra Gold Medallion. Rip Hamilton Topps Finest Refractor. Mike Conley Topps Finest Rookie Refractor. Here we got Juju and Hannah on the Topps Chrome Base. Stadium Club First Day Issue Jesse Tuggle. He was a good player in his day. Sterling Sharp First Day Issue Stadium Club. Derek Brooks. Topps Finest with the protector, but it does not look like a it is a refractor. It's just not reflecting because it has the coating, but it does say right here on the sticker, if you can get it to, it's not going to zoom in, but it says refractor under the number. Jake Long, Rookie Refractor. This is, I believe, the copper. Geno Smith. We got 2 of the Topps Platinum. I think these are the orange refractors, not numbered. Really cheap. I was getting them for just a few dollars, so nothing crazy there. Geno obviously changing teams. I'm not sure that it was a upgrade for either side, but sometimes the new scenery gets some new fans, and somebody maybe will get hyped for a Geno rookie. I don't know that I would grade those specifically, but that is the mail day. I think we had some great pickups there, especially the Beckett sale, and then of course, don't forget Wani. Let me know your thoughts here on the pickups as I beat the snot out of the camera stand. That's it though. So that's the mail day. Continuing to buy while the things are hot and stockpile, and when grading kind of regulates, I'll be ready to completely attack. Look forward to the content I'll be having again regarding COMC, low-end card sales, just some other just general stuff that I'll have in between mail days and my grading submissions until some of those start to come in. So that's all we have for today. So until next time, we'll see ya.